9. When I was little, I peed in the pot of porridge that was cooking at home. My abusive ex-girlfriend is genuinely insane, to the point where I needed a restraining order, so she snuck into my wedding as one of the guests plus one, and I got her arrested, but my wife thinks I ruined the wedding for my own selfish desire. Posted by you/stunning_way9393.
Okay.
This happened
sounds
2 days
a
ago at me,
situation.
28M, and my wife's,
Okay, bro, this is a
39F,
little too
wedding,
loud,
and a
man.
lot of people are
That's a little lower, a little too loud.
telling me I'm in the wrong for having my ex, 27F, arrested, and my wife is saying I ruined the wedding and caused a scene.
Ow.
First, a little backstory on
What is it? Why is
my
it paused?
ex. We were together over 5 years ago for a matter of weeks. I broke things off because I just wasn't into her that much. She began to pester me over text and social media all of the time to get back together or just hook up. This went on for months, and in a particularly weak moment I gave in and slept with her again. At this point things got a lot
Bruh.
worse. I tried to explain that it was a mistake and I still didn't want anything with her. From then the messages ranged from abusive to begging me to do it. Eventually I just blocked her. From then she started turning up at my house, work, and social spaces I went to often.
Damn, if she's
She had
stalking him?
attempted to force herself on me and threaten violence, and at that point I got a restraining order. Since then I haven't heard from her in years. I met my wife 3 years ago and she is honestly the best thing in my life. We fell in love hard and honestly have a great relationship. We got engaged after 2 years and 2 days ago finally had our wedding. The day was going amazingly until a friend of mine who I'll call Chris turned up with his plus one, my ex. I spoke to him and he had
That's his plus one? Your friend? He's on that two-timing stuff. He two-timing. Your friend? Hold up, let me run that back. Did he say best friend or just a friend?
best thing in my life. We fell in love hard and honestly have a great relationship. We got engaged after 2 years and 2 days ago finally had our wedding. The day was going amazingly until a friend of mine who I'll call Chris turned up with his
That
plus
is
one,
not your friend.
my
That
ex.
is not your
I
friend.
spoke
That is not your friend. That is not your friend. That is your friend pulled up with your ex and that's his plus one. Yeah, that is not your homeboy, bruh. It's not your homeboy. Watch who you call your homie. Watch who you call your homie. That is not your
to him
homie.
and he had absolutely no idea about my history with her, and we tried to get her
Oh, he didn't know. Okay, I guess we give him a pass,
leave.
bruh.
After she refused, I decided to just ring the police. 2 officers
Okay.
showed up to arrest her for breaking her restraining order, and she flipped out.
Oh, she had a restraining order. Oh, shoot.
She was shouting and screaming. She hurled abuse at my wife and claimed that we were meant to be together, which obviously distracted from our wedding.
I guess.
Now my wife is upset with me for causing a scene, and a lot of our friends are saying that I should have just ignored it and focused on the day.
Ignored it. That is not ignorable, bro. She talking about some at your wedding. She talking about some y'all meant to be together. While you with a whole nother woman, bro, and you don't want nothing to do with her. That's crazy. You're right for
Because she
calling the
wasn't
police, no?
causing any problems up until the police showed up. So am I a
How?
jerk? Edit to answer some questions I've had. Yes, my wife knew I had a restraining order against a stalker. We spoke about it when we started to become serious. A few family members also knew, but my friends didn't, as I never spoke to them about it.
Oh,
Commenter.
shoot.
You had a restraining order for a reason. I believe she was very well aware of it and knew what the consequences could have been. She knew better than to be attending. Who knows what plans she had in mind before she was taken away. Knowing that she was there and having the fear, you would not have enjoyed yourself if you would have let her stay. Op. God knows her intentions, but everyone seems to think she was doing nothing wrong and was harmless. Commenter 2.
Actually, I'm not going to go through all the comments. That's a crazy story, though.
Am I the jerk for jumping out of the way when my niece and nephew tried to push me into a pool, resulting in natural selection
What do you
taking
mean natural selection taking place? They died?
place? Posted by you/scared weakness 6250.
Yo.
This all happened today. My folks decided to host a barbecue because, I guess, that's what older people do. I
Okay.
declined because I really don't like my 2 sisters, their husbands, or their kids. My wife and I are child-free. Mom then pressured my wife. Long story short, we went. By the time we arrived, there were about 20 people there. My sisters and their husbands were already solidly buzzed, drunk, really. My mom was
Alright.
spending 100% of her time trying to keep the nieces and nephews, ages 7 to 11, more or less under control. My dad had strategically retreated to the whirlpool section of the pool with a small cooler full of beers. My
Okay.
wife and I made small talk with miscellaneous people, ate food, and had a frozen margarita. My sisters and brothers-in-law took turns criticizing us for being late, not being in our
Yes.
swimsuits, and screwing up the vibe. Whatever. Typical suburban summer get-together. About 45 minutes in, 2 of the kids ran at one of the neighbor guests, who was standing next to the pool, and pushed her in. She was at the
Damn.
pool steps, stumbled in but didn't fall, so only got half wet. She was clearly very unhappy about it, but she didn't make a scene, She just went over to where the parents were, grabbed their towels, dried herself off, and left. My sisters and their
Okay.
brothers-in-law thought it was all great fun. A bit later, I was standing a few feet away from the pool, chatting with someone. I saw 3 of the kids running full tilt at me from the corner of my
shoot.
eye.
And he had the eyes and dodge.
Sum it up. Why do you step back as if I couldn't reach you? In a second.
Obviously,
The eyes and flash
I
step.
was next.
What is it called? The sonito? Is that what it's called? The
Not that it's
sonito?
terribly difficult to outwit young kids, but I just jumped out of their way at the last second. All 3 of them ran straight into the pool at full speed. Most of the other guests,
speed?
including my wife and me, started laughing, but their moms, who, as I mentioned, were pretty wasted, absolutely freaked out. Apparently, 2 of the kids couldn't swim even though
You're telling me you brought your kids who couldn't swim, and then you're allowing them to do stupid stuff, stupid pranks, like pushing people into water, and then they fell into the pool. So let's continue, bro.
they were in swimsuits. Since I wasn't in swim gear, I stepped back from the pool and let other people fish the kids out. The kids
Okay.
were bawling their heads off like they'd lost a limb. At that point, all hell
Okay,
broke
they didn't
loose.
pass away. They didn't pass away, but obviously the parents are gonna be mad. But like, you can't be mad at anybody but your kids.
The
No?
4 drunk parents were yelling at everyone in general and me in particular for nearly letting their kids drown.
Bro,
And
they're
also-
the ones who jumped in, bro. Hey, I would have done the same
So
thing.
because 2 of the kids had been videoing the trick using their parents' iPhones,
Gang, they the ones, bro. They videoed it. That's what they wanted to do, bro. That got nothing to do
we're
with
now
you,
at the
gang.
bottom of the pool.
Bro, that's me, bro. I'm jumping, bro, and then I'm laughing, gang.
One of
'cause
my
what?
brothers-in-law got into the pool to try to retrieve the phones, but his BMI and BAC made that impossible. No one else volunteered to help, unsurprisingly, given that my sisters were still complaining at everyone. I
Damn.
told my sisters it was their job to watch their kids and that if anything had
It really was their job to work
happened
their
to them,
kids, bro.
it would have been their responsibility, not mine. There were some pretty strong words on both sides. My wife and I left after the other brother-in-law fell over and face-planted while yelling at us. Now they're
Huh.
saying I should have let the little craps knock me into the pool
Hex no, bro. And you not wearing no swimsuit?
and have their
No.
fun, and ruin my phone. So, was I wrong here?
Hell no. No, you're not, bro.
What is something you would never tell anyone for the rest of your life? 1. When my brother was courting his now wife, he wanted to give her a handmade scarf. Seeing that
Okay.
others were giving hand-knit scarves, he tried knitting one himself but failed miserably. So, he bought one online and asked the seller to make it look a bit flawed. When his girlfriend received the scarf, she was moved to tears, thinking it was a genuine gesture of love. Now, whenever they argue, she puts on the scarf and sits quietly, and my brother always gives in, thinking the scarf might give away its secret. 2 years ago, while studying at home for graduate school exams,
What?
I had a moment of frustration. Out of nowhere, I grabbed my dad's cigarettes and smoked a few puffs in the bathroom. I'm a
Wait,
girl.
hold. Run this back with me. Hold up. How old?
Thinking the scarf might give away its secret. 2 years ago, while studying at home for graduate school exams,
In graduate school, isn't that like senior year? No.
I had a moment of frustration. Out of nowhere, I grabbed my dad's cigarettes and smoked a
Wait, graduate school is after.
few puffs in the bathroom. I'm a girl,
Okay.
a straight A student, very introverted, and had never even dated before graduating from college. The cigarette
What?
smoke was harsh, so
Why are you even smoking like a cigarette, bro? That's like the worst thing to smoke. Isn't that like this bottom
I
three
threw it in the
things?
trash. 2 hours later, when I came out, I found the bathroom filled with thick black smoke. The cigarette had set the trash on fire.
Yo,
The toilet was scorched black. That night,
What?
my dad and mom teamed up and gave my little brother, who was in high school, a beating. They didn't
you're L mans.
give him any money for a month.
Nah, yo, I'd be dead mad, bro. I'd be dead mad, bro. What? So you tell me you went, smoked the cigarette. Actually, no, what the hell, bro? You graduating from high school. You're like 22, 23. You basically wouldn't have gone to choke for smoking that cigarette, realistically, right? Off rip. And then the nigga in high school, your brother, that's the nigga you got in trouble. And he didn't even do nothing, bro. So he just got his ass.
The thing is, my brother actually smoked at that time, and he
Oh,
thought he
shit,
had
he actually like did that. Oh, well then that's whatever. But I didn't know that he actually was
accidentally
on that type
caused the
time.
fire.
It's
Now,
whatever then.
2 years later, I've graduated, but every time I see that burnt bathroom, I still feel sorry for my brother. 3
And I don't feel sorry for him. He's smoking cigarettes in high school, gang. You a bum. You're an ignorant.
When I was little, My dad was a night shift taxi driver, so he slept
Okay.
during the day and could fall asleep within seconds. One time,
Alright.
while we were watching TV, he suddenly started snoring. I thought he was pretending, so I took his lighter and briefly burned the bottom of his foot.
What? That's the first thing you do when you think someone is fake sleeping. You take a lighter and you burn the bottom of their foot. Nigga, what? Bro, I swear niggas just be doing anything, bro. Niggas just be doing anything, bro. Yeah. Oh yeah, my homeboy, he was sleeping, bro. I thought he was fake sleeping, so I just burnt the tip of his finger. Like, what? I guess,
When he didn't
bro.
react, I thought he was really good at pretending, so I kept at it for about 10 seconds,
So you
until he
just-
suddenly jumped up with a yell, clutching his foot. I just stood there, dumbfounded, still holding the lighter. The beating that followed is something I remember
Of course
vividly
beat
to
your
this
ass.
day. 4. When I was a kid, I skipped school and went home. My dad caught me and asked why I wasn't at school. In a panic, I lied and said the school collapsed. My dad froze,
What?
then called the village committee to send people to rescue the children. I
The
didn't know that
school
when my dad was
collapsed?
young, the school had actually collapsed, killing many students, some of
Oh.
whom were his classmates. The trauma was so deep that he didn't question my lie. Many parents, just off work, frantically called the school, but the lines were jammed, further fueling the panic. Before long, our entire village rushed to the school, with parents crying and screaming, riding motorcycles, driving cars, and even running on foot. That was the first time I got a beating with no one to plead.
Nah. Yeah, ain't gonna lie. I don't even support like beating your kids or flogging your kids. But this one, bro, deserve a flogging, bro. You talking about the school collapse, bro. Niggas, everybody in your town, your village pulling up to the school. Niggas like, yo, what the fuck? The school not collapsed. School's perfectly fine, bro. Nigga cried wolf, bro. Ain't gonna lie. That is completely fine for beating your
For
ass
me,
game.
my butt didn't just hurt, it went numb. 5.
went
In
numb.
middle school,
Word.
my mom bought a case of 8 Treasure Kanji. I secretly opened it and drank several cans, then carefully put the empty cans back and resealed the box with tape. Later,
Oh my god, bro. Bro, this will never go right.
my mom unknowingly took the case as a gift. Now, 4 years after graduating college, I still don't dare to confess. 6.
Oh shoot, she
When I
didn't
was a
realize?
kid, our family was poor. One time, an
Okay.
aunt gave me 2 pieces of beef jerky, the kind wrapped like candy. I thought they were
Alright.
delicious and hid them under my pillow, eating a little bit each night. I made those 2 pieces last over a month. 7.
Damn. 2 pieces of beef jerky you made it last over a month? That's dedication, ain't gonna lie to you.
As a
That's
kid,
genuine
I imitated others
dedication.
who would spit when entering a bathroom. The problem was
Alright.
that, unlike normal people who have phlegm, I had nothing, so I just gather saliva and spit. Honestly, I don't know why I picked up such a silly habit, but unfortunately, it became ingrained. Like the Pavlovian conditioning of a dog with a bell, I now salivate like crazy every time I enter a bathroom. It's so embarrassing.
That's
8.
crazy.
In college, I'm a guy, and I sleep hugging a doll. Recently,
Holy shit. Grown man. Grown man. You're in college. You're sleeping, hugging a doll. Grown man. These are the people leading the future. Sleeping, hugging a doll, bro. That's your president, bro. That's your boss. He's sleeping, hugging a doll, bro. Yeah, bro. Yeah. The generation is cooked, bro. Nuke the whole generation, realistically, gang. Cause what? Hugging a doll? And you have enough balls to say it on Reddit, gang, to the public? Yeah, buddy. Wow. But ain't gonna lie, genuinely, realistically, I don't even think waterboarding can get that out of me. Realistic. I don't think Batman can get that out of me, bro. What?
I've been sleeping with a Kuromi doll. My roommates didn't know until one night. I turned
Kuromi
over
doll? No real shit. No anime shit. A Kuromi doll for just for the little girls? Yeah, go to hell, bro.
too quickly, and Kuromi fell to the floor. Now,
Oh my
everyone
God.
knows I sleep with a Kuromi doll. 9. When I was little, I peed in the pot of porridge that was cooking at home.
What? I peed in the porridge gang that everyone that's eating? Gang, what? For what reason? What does Reddit got going on, bro? Yo.
and the whole family drank it.
The whole family drank
10.
it.
As a child, I was mischievous and once peed on a big rooster. It pecked me on the groin, and I was in pain for half a month. For a couple of days,
Damn.
my mom noticed I was walking funny, so I finally confessed. She saw that my groin was swollen and blue, so she handed me a bottle of iodine to apply.
Nigga nutsack was blue. Nigga got literal blue balls.
It took a week to heal.
Let's get one more good one. You gotta
I
get
accidentally
one more good
nutted in
one.
my teacher when I was a senior. I accidentally nutted in my teacher when I was a senior in high school. I had a teacher.
I accidentally nutted in my teacher when I was a senior in high school.
You what?
Gang. What? How does that even happen? Gang, yo. Realistically, gun to my dome, bro. Batman with a batarang to my neck, to my jugular vein, gang. And I'm not telling nobody that, bro. What? Bomb strapped to my back, I'm not telling nobody that. What? Now I gotta run that back, bro. Cause what?
I accidentally nutted in my teacher when I was a senior
I accidentally nutted in my teacher.
in high school. I had a teacher named Ms. Richards. She was smoking hot, and every guy in the school got nervous talking to her. She was 26 and had this big, beautiful smile that lit up the whole room, and she never yelled at a single kid. I was very lucky in that she was a family friend of mine. So she, her parents, and her younger brother would come over for dinner quite often. She would joke with me and ask if I had started her homework yet, or whether I was prepared for the test that week. On one such occasion, she asked if I was ready for her test, and I told her I was really struggling. Being the kind teacher she was, she offered to help me study before dinner. So, she came up to my room. She started helping me, explaining
Okay.
some of the material I was struggling with, but my eyes were locked on hers. I decided, F it, I might as well try. So I leaned in for a kiss. She
Okay.
pulled back, surprised. What are you doing? She asked me. I've wanted you for so long. I responded. I began complimenting her smile, her eyes, her hair, until she was blushing and flustered. I leaned in for another kiss, and this time she didn't pull away. We made out for a long time, and then she reached her hands down to my pants, and we started to freeze. It was the best Shrek I've ever had in my life. Hands down. I'm now 23, and she is 31, and I made plans to see her this weekend. I can't wait to hit that wet kitty cat again. Follow for
Gang. This cannot be real. You cannot tell me that this is a real video. You cannot tell me this is a real story. He made this up. There's no way. The person, the author, the OP made this up.
My girlfriend live streamed herself and her friends rating guys at a college party and called me a 6/10, so I updated my relationship status to single while she was still streaming. The comments started flooding in about her being newly available. Then her sorority sisters started calling me in a panic.
6 out of 10.
I'm Jake,
your
22,
girl?
and until last
That's not
Friday
your girl,
night,
twin.
I thought I had it all figured out.
Okay.
I was dating Emma, 21, the kind of girl who made other guys jealous just by walking into a room. She was president of her sorority, had this infectious laugh, and when she looked at you, it felt like you were the only person in the world. We'd been together for 8 months, and I was already thinking about rings. I should have seen the red flags. Emma lived for social media validation. Her Instagram was perfectly curated, her TikToks always went viral, and she documented every
Okay.
single moment of her life. But I thought it was cute how she'd film us making breakfast or post pictures of our date nights with captions like my
Alright.
heart and forever mood. Friday night, she was at her sorority's end of semester party. I was home studying for finals, completely trusting, completely naive. Around
Okay.
11 p.m., my phone buzzed with a notification. Emma_Rose23 is live on Instagram. I smiled, expecting to see her and her sisters dancing or doing shots. What I
Okay.
saw instead changed everything. The camera was shaky, clearly being held by her roommate Mia. Emma was front and center in their sorority house living room, wearing a tight black dress I'd never seen before. Around her were 6 of
So you don't even, damn.
her sorority sisters, all dressed to kill, all clearly several drinks in. The room was packed with people from various fraternities. Okay,
So it was niggas in that bitch?
okay, ladies, Emma slurred, addressing both the camera and the room. It's time for our annual tradition. Hot or Not Friday. The room erupted in cheers. My stomach dropped. For those just tuning in,
Okay.
Emma continued, gesturing dramatically at the camera, we rate the guys here tonight. Scale of 1 to 10. Brutally honest opinions only. She winked at the lens, and I watched the viewer count climbing rapidly. 247 people watching. 350. 500. This was not some innocent sorority
Damn. Big got more viewers than me, bro.
This was public humiliation disguised as entertainment.
Yo.
Mia panned the camera around the room, landing on different guys. The sisters would shout out numbers, Emma would give her expert opinion, and the chat was going absolutely wild.
So she's
Hearts
over
flying
there
by,
rating
comments
niggas
like, yes,
on
Emma.
live, bro. She's rating niggas on live. She's your bit, bro. That's your girl. Rating girls on live, bro. I would crash out realistically, but to each their own.
And rate my boyfriend next. Then came the moment that shattered my world. Wait, Emma said, suddenly looking directly at the camera with this predatory smile. Before we finish, I have to address the elephant in the room. She paused for dramatic effect, clearly loving the attention. My boyfriend Jake. My blood went cold. The chat exploded. People started typing, where is Jake and rate your man. Emma leaned closer to the camera, her voice
You're gonna
dropping to
rate your
that fake
shit.
intimate tone she used when she wanted something. Since he's not here to defend himself, and since you guys are always asking about him. She looked around at her sisters, who were all grinning like hyenas. I guess it's time for the truth. Emma, don't, Mia whispered, but she was still filming. Jake's sweet, Emma began, and for a split second, I thought she might say something nice. He's reliable,
Yeah.
he always pays for dinner.
Okay, she glazing,
And he's- She paused, pretending to think. He's a solid 6 out of 10.
Oh my god. Yeah. You gotta crash out, twin.
The room
gotta
went
crash
silent
out.
for a beat,
You gotta
then
crash
exploded
out.
in shocked laughter and ooze. The chat was moving so fast I could barely read it. Dragged him
Damn.
RIP Jake, Emma said what she said. But she wasn't done. Look, I love him,
She's not
but
done?
let's be real, she continued, now fully performing for her audience. He's not exactly Brad Pitt. He's studying accounting, drives a Honda Civic, and his idea of a perfect Friday night is Netflix and pizza. Her sisters were dying laughing.
Bro, she's clowning your shit in front of the. She's clowning your shit in front of the bitches. She's clowning your shit in front of the niggas. She's clowning your shit on live in front of 500 niggas, bro. And you're not even there to defend your shit, gang. You gotta crash out, bro. You have to, gang. You got to, bro.
He's safe, predictable, the kind of guy you date when
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. There's like maybe like 2 things that he might do that aren't overreacting realistically, which is like, you know what I'm saying, taking her out. Which even then, I wouldn't even be mad at him doing that. It's kind of crazy. Actually, I would be mad because that's fucking crazy. Why are you taking somebody out? Like killing somebody, obviously, or like, feel me, FA. That's crazy. Anything else, he's probably
you
good.
want
Bro.
stability, not excitement.
It's probably like
Someone in the room
warranted.
shouted, so why are you with him? Emma shrugged,
Damn.
taking a long sip from her drink.
He
Honestly,
shrugged.
because I'm not ready to be single again. It's easier to have a placeholder
She called you a placeholder.
boyfriend than deal with dating apps and random hookups. At least I know what I'm getting with Jake. Placeholder boyfriend. The words hit me like a physical blow. 8 months of my life.
Yo, he's sick, bro. He's sick.
8
through
months of
his
thinking I was building
stomach,
something
bro.
real with someone I loved. And to
Oh,
her, I was
God,
just a
I know he's
placeholder.
sick.
The chat was in complete chaos now. Over 2,000 viewers. Screenshots were definitely being taken.
Yes,
was
bro. Somebody
Going viral in
recorded
real
that joint
time,
for sure.
and my humiliation was the entertainment. I sat there for exactly 30 seconds, letting the reality sink in. Then something clicked. Not anger, not heartbreak, just pure clarity. I opened Instagram on my laptop, navigated to my
Okay.
profile, and clicked edit
Alright.
profile. Relationship status, single. Then I
Okay.
opened the live stream again and started typing in the chat. Thanks for letting me know where I stand, Emma.
Oh,
Consider
shoot.
yourself officially unplaced. I watched as my comment appeared in the chat. For a moment, it got lost in the flood of other messages. Then someone noticed. Wait, is that Jake? OMG, Jake is in the chat, he saw everything. Mia noticed first. I watched her face go white as she read the comments. She grabbed
Damn.
Emma's arm and whispered something urgent in her ear.
Damn.
Emma's confident smirk disappeared instantly. She grabbed the phone from Mia, her eyes scanning the chat frantically. Jake? She
Damn.
said into the camera, her voice suddenly small. Baby, are you watching? It was just a joke, I didn't mean. But I was
What joke is that, bro? Bro, if anybody ever tries to humiliate you on some public humiliation shit, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Or if that's your girl, whether it be your best friend, your girl, your homeboy, nigga, your motherfucking teacher, your mentor, somebody you look up to, nigga, they not that no more, bro. They're not your mentor, they're not your best friend, they're nothing to you, gang. They're not your relationship, like your significant other. They're not like, bro, you shouldn't even be messing with those people anymore, bro. Realistically, because if somebody is really able to publicly humiliate you like that, like willingly, then what else can they do to you? Realistically, bro. Come on, bro. You can't be hanging around with people like that. Because what?
already logging out. I had worked
Talking about some, it's a joke. And niggas alwaing that excuse, it's a joke. How is that a joke, bro? You call this nigga a placeholder, my nigga. You call him a fucking placeholder. You call him a 6 out of 10 on live with 500 people in there, bro. God forbid, bro.
do.
I'd crash
I
out
screenshot my
realistically, bro.
relationship status change and posted it to my Instagram story with the caption, "When you find out you're a placeholder on live stream with 2,000 viewers, clown face emoji."
2,000? Not even 500, 2K people? 2K people? God forbid, bro. Yo, I'm definitely crashing
Then
out,
I did
bro.
something that would make this night legendary in our college's history. I shared Emma's live stream to my story with the caption, "Currently watching my placeholder status get upgraded to single. Thanks for the public service announcement, babe." My phone immediately started buzzing.
Yo.
Text after text from friends who had seen my story and were now watching the live stream themselves. The viewer count on Emma's stream was climbing rapidly as word spread. But the real genius move came next. I opened
the
our
move?
shared Spotify account, the one we used for our couples playlist that she was always posting about, and I deleted every single song except one. "Thank You, Next" by Ariana Grande. Then I changed the playlist
Real
name
shit,
to Emma's
real shit.
placeholder era.
Real shit.
My roommate Tyler walked into our dorm
Real
room
shit.
just as I was finishing. "Dude, what are you doing? Emma's been calling you like crazy." "Upgrading my life," I said, showing him my
Yeah.
phone. 17 missed calls from Emma, 43 text messages, and my
43
Instagram story
text
had over
messages.
300
Hey, you
views
can't
in
call
10
that
minutes.
back, bro. You can't go
Tyler-
back. You can't go back. Nah, bro, you can't go back, bro. She did you crazy on purpose. She knew exactly what she was doing.
Looked at my screen, then at the laptop where Emma's live stream was still playing. She was now crying on camera, trying to end the stream while her sorority sisters looked mortified in the background. "Holy shit," Tyler whispered. "You're about to be campus famous."
Nah,
He was
word,
right.
bro.
By midnight, #placeholderboyfriend was trending on our college's anonymous confession page.
What?
Screenshots of my story were being shared everywhere. Someone had even recorded Emma's entire meltdown and posted it to TikTok. But the best part was yet to come. Update 1.
What was the best part?
Saturday morning brought chaos I never could have anticipated. I woke up to 847 Instagram notifications, 23 missed calls from Emma, and a text thread with my boys that had exploded to over 200 messages.
Oh, shit.
The first thing I did was check Emma's Instagram. Her live stream from the night before was gone, but the internet is forever. Screen recordings were circulating
Screen
on every
recordings
platform.
everywhere, bro.
Someone had made a compilation TikTok of her calling me a placeholder boyfriend set to dramatic music that already had 50k views. Emma had
Damn.
posted a lengthy Instagram story trying to do damage control. "Last night I made a horrible mistake and said things I didn't mean while I was drunk. Jake is an amazing boyfriend and I was just being stupid trying to be funny for my friends. I love him so much and I'm praying he can forgive me for this momentary."
Man, don't forgive nothing, bro. Cause look, you gonna forgive her. Look, this is gonna happen. He's gonna forgive her. Let's say he does forgive her, which he shouldn't, right? Let's say he does forgive her, right? Forgives her. She's gonna be like, "I could do it again." She's gonna do it again, cause you forgived her the first time. So obviously she's gonna go ahead and do it again, cause you forgave her, right? Then she's gonna keep doing it, bro. You're gonna keep taking her back. She's gonna keep doing it, bro. You can't do that, bro. Then you're gonna look like a weak bum in front of everybody. And you can't say nothing, bro. And you can't say nothing around the homeboys, because the homeboys gonna bring that up every single time, bro. You laugh a little too hard when everybody getting roasted, bro. Hey, ain't your girl call you a placeholder boyfriend? Ain't she call you a 6 out of 10 on live with 2K people on her? And you gonna pull up the recording, and then you can't say nothing, bro. And with no arguments, trust.
Lapse in judgment. Please stop sending me hate messages. Too little, too late. The real entertainment was watching her sorority sisters distance themselves from the situation.
Damn. The people she was trying to impress, distance her,
Mia had
distance
posted her
from
own
them.
story. "I was just filming. I had no idea Emma was going to say that stuff about Jake."
What? See, even the people she was trying to impress switched up on her.
Sending
Yeah,
love to
bro.
everyone involved. Even her own sisters were throwing her under the bus.
Under the
But what really
bus.
made me laugh was the flood of DMs I was getting. Apparently, being publicly humiliated by your girlfriend on live stream makes you extremely attractive to college women.
Oh,
My
shoot.
Instagram requests had
The
gone
hus,
from
the hus pulling up. Ooh, see, and that's the best part, bro. The hus pull up in the DMs, bro. Come
3 to
on,
247 overnight. "You deserve so much better. Can't believe she said that about you. You're way more than a 6/10 coffee sometime. You seem like a real one."
Oh,
It was
shoot.
validating, sure, but I had bigger plans. Around noon, Emma finally showed up at my dorm. I knew she was coming because Tyler texted me from the common area. "Your ex is here and she looks rough." I opened the door to find Emma in yesterday's dress, makeup smeared, eyes red from crying. Behind her stood her sorority big sister, Jessica, probably there as moral. My girlfriend.
Yo, where's the rest of it?
I opened the door to find Emma in yesterday's dress, makeup smeared, eyes red from crying. Behind her stood her sorority big sister, Jessica, probably there as moral support. "Jake," Emma started, her voice hoarse. "Please, can we talk? I know I messed up, but you called me a placeholder boyfriend on live stream to 2,000 people. I
2,000
interrupted
people,
calmly.
bro.
What
No
exactly
way.
is there to talk about?
You can't take her
I was
back.
drunk.
No way.
I didn't mean any of it. You know how I get when I'm performing
Bro,
for people.
you know what I heard? I've never been drunk before. That's not my body. Like, I'm not into alcohol, whatever. But look, peep, I heard that when people are drunk, right? They speak like the truth, basically. They speak what they really want to say. Like, at the end of the day, people are gonna have like different versions of themselves that they show. I feel like when people like I heard I'm not feel like, but I heard when people are drunk, they say like the truth basically. Like they show the true version of themselves. So here, she wasn't capping. She was being dead serious, gang. And then her little sisters were all being supportive. They were like, yeah, 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 feel me? You know what I'm saying? They was laughing at him and shit on stream. 2,000 people in chat. And now they put her under the bus, bro. Feel me? They cut her off.
I just say stupid stuff for attention. And there it was. The truth. She did know exactly what she was doing. She chose attention over my dignity.
Like,
So
word,
your
bro.
defense is that you publicly humiliated me for entertainment?
That's
I
literally
asked.
what she did.
Jessica stepped forward.
Can't take her
Jake,
back.
Emma's been crying all night. She knows she messed up. Can't you just? With all due respect, Jessica, this has nothing to do with you, I
Really had nothing to do with her, right?
said. Emma made her choice on camera. I made mine online. We're done. Emma's face crumpled. You can't be serious. 8 months, Jake. 8 months. You're going to
you threw the relationship away. You want some 8 months. You threw it away for some clout, bro.
throw that away over one stupid comment? You threw it away the moment you called me a placeholder, I replied. I'm just acknowledging reality. That's when she got nasty. Fine, she snapped, her tears disappearing instantly. You want to be petty? You're nothing without me, Jake. You think these girls sliding into your DMs actually care about you?
Look, see how they switched up immediately? The tears stopped. You're talking about some, you'll never be anything without me, bro. See, bro, that's why you don't take her back ever, bro. She did you crazy, bro. Let her stay on that, bro. Never ever take her back, or else you're the one who did something crazy. If then, apologize, my nigga.
They just feel sorry for you. You're still the same boring accounting major driving a Honda Civic. I smiled. You're absolutely right. I am the same guy. The difference is, now I'm the same guy who isn't dating someone who thinks of him as a placeholder.
Word.
I closed the door. Update 2. The real entertainment
Okay.
started Sunday night. Emma,
Shoot more.
clearly spiraling from the social media backlash, decided to double down in the worst possible way.
Double down.
She posted a TikTok titled My Side of the Story where she tried to paint herself as the victim. In the 3-minute video, she claimed I was emotionally manipulative, that I forced her to stay
guess.
in a relationship she wasn't
I
happy in,
guess.
and that her comments on the live stream were just her finally being honest about feeling trapped.
Yes.
The video was a masterclass in manipulation and gaslighting. She talked about how I was controlling, I wasn't, how I isolated her from her friends, I had dinner with her sorority sisters every week, and how she was afraid to break up with me because I'd made her financially dependent on me. She had a credit card from her parents and a trust fund.
Like,
But the best
word,
part
bro.
was when she claimed that calling me a placeholder was actually brave because she was standing up for herself against an oppressive relationship.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
comment
yeah, I
section was
guess,
not
bro.
having it. Girl, we
They
literally
did not fall for that
watched
shit,
you
bro.
call him a placeholder boyfriend for entertainment. This is not the serve you think it is. The audacity is astronomical. Imagine getting dumped for your own actions and trying to make yourself the victim.
Like,
Someone had
word,
even
bro.
stitched her TikTok with clips
What's
from
that victim mentality bullshit, bro? I'm telling you, bro. She'll try and paint you bad, bro. If a girl does you crazy, look, I'm telling you, word for word, bar for bar. You're gonna do you crazy, right? Look, a couple of her girls are gonna stay with her. Like maybe her closest friends will be like, nah, for me, they know what's fucked up, right? They know what she did is crazy, right? But they're gonna sense it out of for me, like that's their homegirl, that's their favorite, like best friend or whatever. They're gonna be like, for me, they're still gonna be friends. They're not gonna tell her she did anything wrong. For her, for more outer friends are gonna be like, yo, ain't gonna lie, you fucked up, you fucked up. But then she's gonna come out a couple days later, she's gonna be like, oh my god, he was abusive, he lied to me all the time, he was cheating. Straight cap. She's gonna cap, obviously, because she doesn't want to look like a bad person, even though she is a bad person, realistically, because she did you crazy. And then all her girls are gonna believe that shit. No proof. She's gonna have no proof. She's gonna be capping, bro. Trust, bro. I'm telling you, bro. That's the blueprint. That's what they're gonna do, bro. Every time. Every time. I've seen it happen so many times. In fact, it happened to me, bro. It happened to me. It happened to me, gang. March, bro. March of this year. Just happened, bro. Word. Literally just happened.
her original
Every time.
live stream, creating a side-by-side comparison that made her lies obvious. That video got 200K views in 6 hours. But Emma wasn't done. She started commenting on other people's posts about the situation, arguing with anyone who criticized her. She
I
slid
guess,
into the
bro.
DMs of girls who had messaged me, warning them that I was vindictive and not what I seemed. The sorority intervention.
She's trying to mess up the motion, bro. She fucking up the motion, bro. See, A girl who did you crazy, that sees that you're doing better for yourself, will always try and do you, will always try and fuck up your emotion, bro. Be like, oh my God, he abusive. Don't DM him, bro. Don't DM him. He abusive, bro. Don't DM him. Whole time, she was the one abusing you, gang. Like what?
Came Tuesday. Tyler told me he'd heard from his girlfriend that Emma had been called into a meeting with her sorority's executive board. Apparently, her public meltdown was reflecting poorly on the entire organization.
Damn.
Alumni were asking
They're finna
questions.
kick her shit out.
Younger members were embarrassed to be associated with her behavior. Jessica knocked on my door that evening. Jake, I need to ask you a favor, she said, looking exhausted. Can you please ask people to stop tagging our sorority in posts about Emma? It's getting out of
Damn, they're
hand.
tagging the sorority,
I haven't tagged
bro.
your sorority in anything, I replied honestly. I know, but your story started all this, and now it's a
What story? Gang, she caused this, bro. He didn't do anything. He just broke up with her. Rightfully so. He broke up with her because she was going crazy and fucking tarnishing his name, no? So realistically, right, he broke up with her. Feel me? And now they tagging your sorority because your sorority members were in the clip. They were doing an annual sorority event, no? The yes or no Friday, whatever the fuck that is, feel me? So yeah.
affecting all of us. She's not handling this well. She's been drinking every night, starting fights with the other girls, and frankly, she's becoming a liability.
Good Reddit, bro. First time doing Reddit on stream. One of my homeboys, he said, do Reddit on stream. Said you're gonna be tough. It is tough. I like this. I'm not gonna lie. YouTube, if you want to see more, just tell me in the comments, bro. Like, subscribe, pull it to the streams, bro. We be live every day around 9 p.m. Come on, bro. Feel me? If you want to know when I'm live, bro, literally just check my TikTok or my Instagram, bro. You'll see, bro. YouTube,